Assalamualaikum everyone. So this is a video pitching for technology entrepreneurship. So our company we will intro to you about our product which name Sbspetrol, Cars Petrol Subsidy System. As you can see, this is our team which is Muhammad PUTRA bin Muhammad REDZA as General Manager, Muhammad SYAHIRAN bin AZIZAN, Aida Nadia binti AKIMI FERUZ, Nur FIRZANAH binti MAZLAN and Nur AFIZAH binti AMIR HAMZAH.
As we all know, technology can be used to help us human to ease our daily activities as well as providing solution that is out of our capabilities. For us, we create a technology that provides solutions. SBS Petrol is a fuel subsidy system that makes sure that our fuel subsidy is given to the Malaysian citizen only. This technology will detect the plate number of the car to identify between Malaysian plate number or not Malaysian. This will reduce the exploitation of our fuel subsidy from the non-Malaysian.
For the problems or issues that we have encountered during our development for SBS Petrol, the petrol subsidy system, there are three problems. The first one is foreigners bought subsidized petrol that was reserved for local people only. Lately, more foreigners, especially the Singaporeans, have taken the opportunity to fill up at the petrol pumps in Malaysia as it is more cheaper than their own country. The increase in tax of petrol at Singapore is considered to worsen the situation at hand and is further encouraged Singaporeans to cross the country just to fill up their gas. RON 95 petrol is the petrol grade that is subsidized for local people, which is Malaysians. However, there are few Singaporeans who bought subsidized petrol, which is RON 95, which is reserved for local people only. And for the next problem is the customer need to have cash to start fueling the petrol. When a customer visits the petrol pump station and does not have enough cash on hand at the moment, they need to pay but they don't have enough cash to do so, or when they are in an emergency scenario in which it is very difficult for them. And for the last problem is the need of a physical contact among the customer and cashier. It carries some risk to either the customer and the cashier as they will interact throughout the transaction, which could result in the propagation of a virus, a crime, etc., especially in this COVID-19 situation right now in our country.
There are two proposed solutions for the problem stated, which are the SBS Petrol and application for the petrol pump. The first feature of SBS Petrol is to scan and detect the plate number of the vehicle. This is where the two cameras on each post will execute the task simultaneously. Next, the second feature is to detect if there is a RFID tag on the vehicle to use the online payment system of the petrol pump where it can automatically deduct the customer balance from the RFID tag to pay and use the petrol pump. The last feature is the lock mechanism where once the camera has detected that the vehicle plate number is from foreign country, only the lock on RON 97 will be unlocked, as RON 95 is only for vehicles that have been registered locally in Malaysia. But if the camera has detected that the vehicle plate number is from Malaysia, both locks on RON 97 and RON 95 will be unlocked. For the design, each pump station will have two cameras and one at the front and one at the back to ensure the camera can capture the vehicle plate number and RFID tag in all directions. The body and back cover of the camera are made of a polycarbonate compound containing 10 to 20% glass fiber to withstand harsh weather. This material is very durable, lightweight and shock resistant as well as tolerant to humidity and temperature changes. The components for the camera include the processor unit, sensor and the camera itself. Meanwhile, for the RFID part in the camera, there are separate components installed, which are the scanning antenna, a transceiver and a transponder. The lock mechanism uses a locking pin that is connected to the SBS Petrol system.
So the solution 2 is apps for petrol pump. So this app is function to make a payment to purchase the petrol using the e-wallet through the apps. So the user just need to top up their e-wallet to make a purchase of petrol, and it also make the user easily to make purchasing because they will have auto deduct when they want to purchase the petrol because it will sync with the RFID tag. The RFID tag will be given to every user, unique, and nobody can have it. For the same ID. And this also make the user will be easily traced based on their national race and also the type of car. It's to is the subsidy method. And the design for these apps is minimal for the application. It also support for Android and iOS, and this system will not lagging since it's a minimal design, and it also easily for the user to use it. And this payment will be used P2P payment when the user went to purchase the petrol.
In conclusion, SBS Petrol should be implemented in almost all petrol pump stations in Malaysia, especially in Johor, since a lot of Singaporeans come to fill up their tank in Johor Bahru since the price is cheaper than their own country. There are few benefits by implementing this system. One of them is that it is easier to automatically detect plate number that with the high definition camera system upon arriving at the pump station. Secondly, the worker who work at the petrol pump station does not have to ask for ID every time the customer wants to fill up the car. This will reduce the time consumed for the process of a payment and increase the efficiency as people do not have to wait in a long queue. Lastly, customer can also make the payment by using a settled application which eventually minimize the physical contact with other and is the process. The system will update the application if it detects a non-Malaysian car and lock the subsidy petrol.